Reporting live from planet Earth, it's Troy Casey, certified health nut, in an effort to bring you more fun, freedom, and phenomenon. This is my new C4 Corvette, my Armageddon machine, my midlife crisis, my fun and enjoyment, my new testosterone boost. The C4 Corvette, the most underrated, undervalued race car of the day. And so I did my research, I found this online, garage in Scottsdale, Arizona. And so without further ado, I also have the Corvette 1989 package. This is an 89 6-speed convertible Corvette. It has the whole list, and they paid $39,000 for this, and I was able to pick it up with 26,000 miles for $16,000 cash. Everything's perfect. I read this because I wanted to find out the little intricacies, and I've watched many videos on YouTube, so I hope this video helps you guys as well. The first thing I realized is this thing needs premium gas. It says it in the catalog, and so just this catalog increases the value of it as well. It had new technology for the gas crisis that happened in the 70s, and then the C3 became a dog towards the latter part of the 70s and the early 80s. They didn't make it for 1 year. In 1984, they came out with this body style. This is a 1989. It has a V8 in it with 245 horsepower and 330 pounds of torque. So the power to weight ratio, this is a fun vehicle. And so it had this 4-speed thing where you could go from first to fourth and you'd save some gas. And so we bought a bypass unit immediately for that thing, and now this thing shifts like a charm. Many of you guys have been following my work for a long time, and I prefer to be on my bicycle for the most part. I'm about 90 to 95% bicycle for the last many years. Even in Los Angeles, I didn't have a car for a while, and I prefer, because of my hip flexors and wanting to be mobile into my 60s and 70s, and so I don't like sitting all the time. However, since I bought this, the bicycles, as you see in the back, my fleet of bicycles, that has taken the back seat, and this has taken the front seat. So let's go for a ride and feel this baby. See what happens. See what makes me feel like a little kid. And I encourage all of you guys who are out there and are interested in a sports car to check out the C4 Corvette. Ooh, cold start, isn't it so? Now, they only made 1,000 of these 6-speeds. About 20% of them were made in a 6-speed manual. And luckily, I grew up with motorcycles, and so I know how to drive a clutch. And as soon as I got in this thing, I gotta tell you, when I took it for a test drive, the guy used that first to fourth gear exchange. It goes like this. Boom, that's fourth gear. And it kind of bogs out. And so as soon as I jumped behind the wheel, the guy his pants, because I don't think he's ever got on it. And I didn't even really get on it. As soon as he was out of the picture and the cash was in his pocket, I was smoking tire. And I was very impressed with the power and the energy of this vehicle. Just the way it's geared and the way it's positioned, and the way it lays. Shifts so smooth. And when I was living in Novato, California, one of the hot rod capitals of the world, my friend had a '69 Corvette, flamed with side pipes. Very inspiring. I always knew I wanted a Corvette. Now it's good to be back in one, just feeling the general all-around torque. So we're getting a little work on it done pretty soon. I've had it checked out. We're gonna get some suspension. Suspension and brake work done. Maybe some ignition wires and spark plugs, but it feels really good. Feels like a race car. The bucket seats surround you. The wind's blowing in the hair. Now it's gonna get really hot in the Valley of the Sun here, and the air conditioning works great, and it's got a brand new convertible top. So I'm excited about this purchase all the way around, and drop a comment in the box if you think I paid top dollar for it. I know these cars have been floating around 10 grand for the last 5 or 6 years. I postulate they are going to be going up in price fairly dramatically. It's definitely a lot of fun, baby. Makes you feel like a kid, makes your blood boil. We'll give you guys a nice little road and track Hot Rod Magazine view. I see guys parking their cars and shooting up here all the time. Look at that. 27,000 original miles on it. Everything works. The steering wheel, never pull on the steering wheel when you're getting out. Use the frame. Look at that, very delectable. Got the fog lights below. So we're gonna get this detailed, get some shocks, some suspension parts, bushings, and change all the fluids. Just go through it with a fine-tooth comb. New tires are coming, and then we're going to detail the whole thing. We do believe we can do all the paint correction. This thing will polish out probably perfectly. Has a nice little mirror. And so brushed aluminum stock. I wanna keep it as stock as possible and just dial everything. All the old wax, it's on the lights and in the little creases. We're gonna dial all that in and it's gonna look great. Probably switch the seats. The seats aren't ripped, but there's a couple little cracks in them, and we'll switch the seats if that's a good idea. I've been reading the forums and I've been watching everybody's YouTube videos. Thank you so much for making all the C4 videos. I hope mine inspires you as well to go out and look at these wonderful vehicles. American Muscle production vehicle. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdo stuff happening in the world, but I figured I'll go get an Armageddon vehicle. This is my Mad Max vehicle, the apocalyptic moment as we ground in heaven on earth, right? Not the WEF nightmare. We're here to create the miracles that we all know are coming. Miracles are coming. And I am enjoying this thing. It's turning me on from the bottom up, baby. God bless.